Ethiopian Prime Minister and rebel group blame each other for apparent civilian massacre. Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, during a press conference in Rome, Italy in January 2019. CNN, Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and the rebel group Oromo Liberation Army, called OLA, are blaming each other's military forces after an unconfirmed number of civilians were killed Monday in the country's Oromia region. The incident appears to be an ethnically targeted attack, according to a statement from a state-appointed Ethiopian Human Rights Commission. This is the second attack against the civilians in the Oromia region in under a month. The EHRC says the populations of the villages of the Mender 20 and the Mender 21 in Hawa Gelan in Oromia's Kalem Olega zone are primarily of Amhara ethnic region, and that residents are hiding elsewhere, despite the security forces having reached the area. The Shin group, another name for the OLA, fleeing from security forces, is threatening civilians in the western part of the Olega. In the Oromia region, civilians in Kelem, Olega were massacred. We mourn the loss of our citizens, Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed tweeted Monday. We will pursue this terrorist group to the end and eliminate it with our people, he added. Report of second attack on large numbers of the civilians in western Ethiopia. For the second time in the space of a few weeks, the Ethiopian Human Rights Commission, called the EHRC, has reported ethnically targeted attacks on civilians, leaving many deaths. The OLA denied the accusations and blamed the government militias for the apparent massacre. Two divisions of the ENDF, Ethiopian National Defense Force, along with the allied forces, are occupying the towns of Kelem Olega, including Machara, where civilians were killed en masse by a regime's militias, as the security forces did nothing. The regime thinks it can just point fingers and escape accountability. Oda Tarabi, OLA's spokesman, tweeted Monday in response to Abiy's statement. This attack comes less than 3 weeks after at least 200 civilians were reportedly killed in the Oromia region by OLA forces, according to the EHRC. The OLA denied these accusations and blamed the government forces for the massacre. The OLA, which aligned with the Tigrayan forces against the federal government last year, was designated by the Ethiopian government as the terror organization in 2021. The group has frequently been accused of attacking civilians and targeting ethnic Amharas. The attacks come amid increasing ethnic tensions across the country in recent years. The continued insecurity in the area and what appears to be ethnically targeted killing of residents must be put to a stop immediately, said the EHRC Chief Commissioner Dr. Daniel Bekele, who repeated the EHRC's call for an urgent ramp up of government security forces to prevent further civilian deaths in the region. An earlier version of this story referred to Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed as Ethiopia's president. This has been corrected. CNN's Bethlehem Feleke contributed to this report.